Stockton Wilson, and I married Levi Wilson on May 23rd, 2009. Levi's a writer and an actor, and I'm a filmmaker and a musician. My stage name is Lisa Hammer. They suffer the least, they burst into tears. Depends on my mood. How I dress definitely depends on my mood. I'm really into fairy tales, and so I feel like the dirndl dresses kind of show off a little fairy tale flair. Levi only has this much room. It's not always fairy tale. Sometimes it's just like funky. So it's either going to be vintage or funky, or sometimes, you know, I'll wear like a kilt or, you know, a plaid skirt and like some kind of weird chopped up punk rock t-shirt. We decided to have our wedding in Princeton because my family has a long history there, and my husband and I are history buffs. So if you look back at Princeton, there's a lot of Stocktons there. There's Richard Stockton, who signed the Declaration of Independence and lived with his wife Annis, who was a French intellectual and poet. Okay, the story of the ring is interesting because it's a family thing again. Uncle Robert Johnson was the main scientist who spearheaded the campaign to make man-made diamonds, and I think he invented the machine or something crazy like that. And so my mom got one of these diamonds, these man-made diamonds that Uncle Robert made. And my mom comes out with this tray of rings, and I think she's gonna show me some cool old like heirlooms. And she tells us the story about this ring, and then she kind of like pushes the tray forward, and she's like, "So Levi, would any of these rings be something you'd be interested in right now?" My dress was made by a designer of the costumes I use for my films. Her name is Karen Fleisch, and the company is called Archivestry. She has designed for Ozzy Osbourne, Howard Stern. I used to be in a band in the 80s and 90s, two goth bands. And she would make me all my princess dresses that I would wear on stage. These big, she would just custom make these big, beautiful brocade princess dresses for me for stage. And they're amazing. So I just said, well, why not do it for my wedding? It was a green brocade princess dress with Juliet sleeves and gold lace up the front. And the train she made for my veil went all the way down. It was like 20 feet long. I remember being in her studio, and she put the tulle on my head, and she walked out into the other room with the roll, and she said, "Where do you want me to cut it?" I said, "Keep going."
I wore a Scottish Highlander regalia, like the full Scottish Highlander regalia, which has like it's like a tuxedo top with a tie and everything, and the kilt, which was a Stuart kilt. I wore underwear in the kilt, which of course you're not supposed to. And the rector,
the church lady,
was actually Scottish. And she made fun of me relentlessly because I was wearing underwear.
You're supposed to go commando.
Yeah, you are. Oh, you're supposed to go commando.
So after the ceremony, we decided to go to my ancestral home, which is now a museum, and it's called Morven. We were allowed to have a photo session there, and we were inside and outside. We saw that we were in front of the paintings of my ancestors, and we were outside in the garden and outside in the front, and we had everybody posing on the front steps. It was really fun.